2, 1. And we are live. Welcome back to another episode of the Open Field Podcast, the new Open Field Podcast. I'm here with the usual suspects, Radell, Dev, finally turned on his camera, and Lonnie. How's everybody doing today?
Doing good, doing good.
Yeah,
I know,
man.
yeah. How you feeling, Dev? Also, you're muted, by the way.
Oh, my fault. Doing good, doing good. I was just reviewing over the topics again, seeing what we was gonna talk about, and well, no, I'm doing good. School's out, summertime. I
Hey,
got
there
the
we go.
freedom.
There we go. All right, Lonnie. I know you're ready to go. AB officially declared bankruptcy this morning, or earlier. And I know we've seen AB spiral into being from one of the, if not the best receiver in the NFL, to him having all-time talks to somebody like the NFL will put on like a beware poster. So, Lonnie, I know you were very passionate about this topic. Go ahead, dive on in.
Yeah, it's the same thing with like Kanye and like some other celebrities that like they just do crazy things, and what happens is that these fans of theirs help inflate their ego and help inflate their delusion, and it drives me crazy because like you see Antonio Brown clearly not in the mental state that he was previously. You see him lashing out at people, saying all these crazy things, doing all these crazy things, hanging around other crazy people. And what happens? Who are his main supporters? These, I want to call them, whether you're adult or whatever, you're a child. Like children inflating their ego, saying, "Oh, he's just so authentic. He's so real. He's so raw. He says what everyone's thinking." No, he's clearly not okay. He's clearly like not in the right state of mind. And what we do is that we just inflate. We just enable them. Like so, I blame all his fans for enabling his constant behavior. And not that saying that he's not at fault because he's clearly the one doing it, making these decisions. But we see the comments he made about Caitlin Clark. We see the comments that he always makes about his baby mother or other celebrities and stuff like that. And all we do is let's say, "Oh, he's such a good troll, yada yada yada. Oh, he's so authentic. He says what we really want to say." But at the same time, he's crashing and burning. But we like glorify him at the same time. So I'm just sick of these fans that like put all the that like prop up people like Kanye, who has bipolar issues, like Antonio Brown, who he himself says like, "Oh yeah, I suffer from CTE and all this other stuff." But we praise them and we make them feel like they're gods when they're crashing and burning. And they clearly need help. And what happened? Now he filed for bankruptcy. He's over $3 million in debt. He has kids. He has family members to take care of. And yes, this is all his fault. But at the same time, I blame all those, like I said, children that have been hyping him up for the past few years.
It's always tough when it comes down to situations like these because for like the average person, I'm fine with you being empathetic towards whoever you want to be empathetic towards. But in a situation like this where we can somewhat, you know, diagnose Antonio Brown, Kanye West, and saying that they're having mental issues, the thing is they're still cognizant enough to make their own decisions and have their own autonomy. So at that point, you know they're compromised to an extent, or you assume they're compromised to an extent, but it's not like if you did anything, they'll be any different or do anything different. More than likely, they'll just do what they want to do, regardless of what you have to say, especially considering how famous they are, how much money they're supposed to have. So I definitely understand people who want to criticize those who take advantage of people like this and criticize those that think this is kind of like a clown show, like a circus show, which is what social media definitely has become. But when you're a situation where it's not like legally you can take away any of their autonomy, at that point you only can do so much but watch and see them crash and burn. So, I mean, Antonio Brown put himself in this situation. I don't really feel bad. And I hope that his friends and families can do something, but more than likely, I can't really speak on that. I don't know his situation.
Yeah, I don't. It's not that I feel bad for him. I just like I'm tired of us like hyping up these celebrities that are clearly crashing and burning, and then people get surprised when shit actually hits the fan. Like we see him clearly spiraling since like when we were first introduced to him, and we clearly people say like, oh, ever since he got that big hit from Vontae Burfict, he's never been the same. That might be true, but at the same time, like we see him clearly going downwards, 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 being wilder, wilder, and wilder, and no one says anything. No one checks him because like, oh, he's speaking his truth. That's how he feels. Yeah, like I feel like as society, in terms of like these celebrities, like we forgot that shame and like standards and like is a thing. Like we just like, oh, if if you're liked enough to at a certain point, you can basically do whatever you want without anyone like actually checking you. Or it's just these type of things could have been prevented. It's his fault, but they could have been prevented, or they couldn't have been as bad. If someone said, "Hey, what are you doing?"
Yeah, but let's say someone did say, "Hey, what are you doing?" And Antonio Brown says, "What I want," and does what he wants anyway.
I mean, if you still don't continue to press them, then to me that's like a bad friend because you're surrounded by a bunch of yes men enabling your hysteria. Like, cause I know a few Miami girls that have been around Kanye and stuff like that, and him calling like I've seen videos of like them like in private parties, and he's yelling at people like, "Yeah, I'm a god. I'm the next Jesus. I'm the next this. I'm next that." And everyone needs to listen to me. Yada yada yada. Clearly, that's not a sane person. But guess what? You have fans in his comments saying, "Oh, he's speaking his truth. He's doing this. He's doing that." No, he's not a sane person. That's not his truth. He's clearly he's a well documented bipolar person. He's been on medication, and he says, "Oh, I'm off medication," and people are like, "Yay, he's off medication. He's being free. He's being an artist." No, he's being a mentally ill person. But you know, it's just how society is nowadays, and it is what it is.
I always look. We just don't know what CTE like. We know, but I think we can't. We haven't even updated our speech to understand how that is gone. Now, obviously, I wasn't really paying that much attention to AB until he became what we thought was could be generationally one of the best. I think he has a Hall of Fame resume. The problem is he's not going to get in the Hall of Fame. He just never is. And
well, I'm not.
I think he does.
I think he gets.
I think he will. I think he will.
Eventually.
The problem is that eventually is like maybe a really weak class, but until we understand exactly what CTE does to someone, and we are able to have that kind of conversation with each other, I don't know how that's gonna change, Lonnie. There's always gonna be people whenever the next guy who goes crazy. People just like that, whether or not it's the spectacle, whether they actually believe in what the guy says, or whatever. I look at AB as like
it happens, just a disgusting thing that happens.
And that's just the worst parts about it, about life, I guess. But it sucks because even like Tom, the one guy we thought could maybe help him with all the resources, and it turned out he did, was Tom, and he turned on Tom. So what else? What else? If the guy with one of the best resources can't help you, I don't what can we do? We can't take like Riddle said, we can't take his autonomy away.
He alluded to sleeping with his wife, man. That's crazy. AB wilding out here, bro. I'm not
Tom would have taken care of him forever, bro.
He really would have.
He would have taken care of him forever. And when you do that, come on, man. Come on. It's just a sad thing.
It's a sad thing to see.
Hey man, it's tough. I mean, one thing that I think is valid to say is that maybe as we learn more about CTE and these mental health stuff afterwards, that the NFL continuously grows their health programs and ensuring that these athletes are better taken care of afterwards. So in due time, we'll see how that kind of plays. The NFL is becoming safer as well, so we'll see. But I mean, contact is part of the sport. You become a millionaire, I mean, this is kind of the cost. So
I agree. I agree with that.
Yeah.
What's the
all right? So we'll move on to the few topics we have before we're gonna do. I want to predict some more team records at the end. A lot of people really enjoyed our Chiefs one. The Brown ones is up, still working on the other ones, but the NFL released a statement last week regarding Harrison Butker's controversial commencement speech at Benedictine College. Obviously, we've had conversations about this before in the Telegram. Dev, I know, Dev, you've seen the ones that we've had. Should this be concerning to the Chiefs at all, especially regarding their tumultuous offseason that they've already had? Go ahead.
Well, all right. I did a little research. I didn't see the whole speech, and I did hear few reactions. I think it shouldn't be as big as it should be. I'm gonna be honest with you from my perspective, because when the speech was probably taking a little out of proportion. I think he was talking about his family. I don't think he wasn't saying that women should be like, he was just giving honor to his wife, that he would not be the man who he was today if she didn't make the sacrifices for him to do his dream and so he can provide for his family. And obviously people have
speech.
No, I just seen clips of it.
Okay.
You got to see the whole speech.
Yeah,
So
maybe
maybe I gotta watch the whole speech. Based off that's what I heard. If it's worse than what you guys are saying it is, then I took your word of verdict. Wait, actually, matter of fact, let me listen to you guys first, so then I can get my own feelings.
I only saw what random sent me, so I'm only going based off what random sent me.
So I went back and I watched the whole thing.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing.
I mean, from what I've seen, because you sent me that YouTube video of the guy covering it, and I assume since he was covering it and he seemed pretty negative, he covered the worst parts. I don't know why you leave out the worst parts if that's the whole talking piece. So unless there's something that was so much worse you didn't cover, I would say bad journalism, journalism. With that said, from what I've seen, yeah, I think this is blown out of proportion. I think for the most part, people are overreacting. I mean, these are just his views. You could disagree. I really don't care if you disagree. But these are just his views. It's conservative, right-wing views. I mean, I've heard similar views from right-wingers all the time. The only reason why people are upset is it's because he's a famous guy saying it. That's the only reason why people are upset. Any famous guy says a right-wing view, social media is going to go up in flames. I don't care if you disagree. I don't care if you go up in flames. You can try to cancel him because I know that's what people like to do on the internet. But I don't think he said anything cancelable from what I've seen. So with that said, it's just a difference of opinion. I'm not right-winger. I'm not religious, so I don't agree with what he's saying, but I understand with what he's saying. So I think people need to start stepping out of their frame of thinking, go like, okay, this is just his way of life and way of thinking, and this is how he kind of approaches it. So as long as he doesn't step over the line, which I don't think he did, then who cares, honestly.
Want me to go first, random?
Go ahead.
So should he lose his job and all of that over his statements? No, because he, as you said, he didn't go over the line. But from a business standpoint, because you have to think NFL, they care about, the main thing they care about is optics and viewership and numbers and stuff like that. They care about their shield. So watching the whole 20-minute thing, he made comments about, sideways comments about the LGBTQ, which is always a big no-no as a company. Especially with the NFL having Pride Month things and and that, and then
they just have a lot of power. They just have a lot of
yeah. So that's always a touchy topic. So it's saying negative things about them when you're representing, when you are representative of NFL, because remember, NFL can suspend people. Not that I'm saying he's gonna get suspended, but if you do something just in general that they feel is a bad look, they have a right to suspend you. That they've done that before.
Well, what did he say necessarily? That's
he said something. I don't want to misquote, but it was something about having pride in yourself and not the misinterpreted pride that those people that are he basically said he basically made a pride comment. He's have pride and not those negative or not those antagonistic people, yada yada yada.
So he didn't have to say that.
Yeah,
I mean, he's religious. I mean, a lot of people.
I'm religious.
So as a company, yo, you took a shot at the LGBTQ. Also, just from an optics standpoint, if I'm just a regular student, if I'm a scientist or whatever, I'm just a female scientist, I grinded through school, that was my dream coming out, and some guy I don't know is making a speech, and he's basically telling me, "Oh, you need to basically stay in the kitchen, yada yada yada." I'll be like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" That's all.
Did he say
Like,
that?
who are you? Like, yo, I'm just like, there's. I don't
Plus,
care
the
what your
speech
views
was
are.
at a Catholic school too. We have
Yeah,
to
no,
keep that in
that's
mind.
fine. I don't
Yeah,
care
I
what
know.
your views are,
Uh-huh.
but there is like a time and a place. Because I'm sorry, like a graduation is like to acknowledge your academic accomplishments. It's not to be told what you need to do with your life. It's about to like I'm celebrating my academic accomplishment. Why are you telling me to stay in the kitchen? Like that's a time and place. That's like a private conversation. That's like
Lonnie, as somebody who I went to a Christian school, a religious school. It's part of it. Like
I get
we
that.
had to take either. It's part of it. I understand. There's a reason why he gave that speech there instead of at Kansas.
No,
Benedictine is a very Catholic school.
but
We beat
moving
them
on.
every year we played them, right? But my biggest thing is I thought it was interesting because in a lot of ways, even though me and Riddle had that back and forth, I agree with him. I was like, if that's how you want to feel, I got you. But the minute the NFL made a statement, that was telling me somebody said something. The NFL would not make a statement like this if that wasn't something that's harming their pockets. That's just the biggest thing. Whether or not you're talking about women, especially as you're trying to add more women to the game, they always highlight how many women are on people's staffs and things like that. Telling them that their place is to be in the kitchen. Because it's 20 minutes and 35 seconds. I can find the link for you because Benedictine College got it plastered all over their social media. So
yeah, because we have special team coaches now that are women. That are said that they're LGBTQ. We have referees in the NFL now. We have all these.
What did he say about women in particular?
Well, he's like the women like you have once again. Because I have to go back and watch it.
That they've been misguided.
You've been misguided. And one thing he said, he's like, just like my wife, whose dream was to be like, it was legitimately. He told them, like, your place is at home. Like, Lordell, I'll find the thing. Maybe you watch it. We can have a conversation.
No, I know what you're talking. I remember that, and when I heard that, I can see why the interpretation people would interpret it.
The funniest thing about this, though, him saying that like, oh, his wife needs to stay at home. Like, wife needs to stay at home.
He's a complete hypocrite.
Do you know the funniest thing about this? His mom is a world-renowned scientist. So to me, it's like, oh, you have mommy issues. Your mom was too busy working, so she didn't nurture you enough, and you're kind of projected. That's why
she's one of the best in her field, and still.
So basically,
but I don't think. Hold on, I don't think. From what I remember, he didn't tell his wife to stay at home. He appreciates that she does stay at home.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
But those are two different circumstances.
I'll say it to you in the private chat. I'll send it to you in the private chat. You can watch it at your own time.
Him like encouraging women to like stay at home and like learn being their role and stuff like that. When your mom is basically a trailblazer in her field, basically. Because she clearly wasn't at home a lot if she's like getting all these awards. Because I looked up his mom. His mom's very accomplished. So I'm like, oh, so that means she was very busy. So maybe she did not have enough time for you. Also, his LGBTQ comments are pretty funny because also a lot of people that went to his college are like, did you hook
up with that male cheerleader? I was like, oh,
yeah, didn't you date this guy? We have videos of this. It's like,
yeah, apparently
it's not like one or two people. It's like I feel like
okay.
the
problem
it's the fact that it smells of hypocrisy.
No.
Riddell, that's what it smells of.
That's why I just find funny.
This is I'm gonna be honest. I don't like when people do this. It's kind of like a gotcha game because you can grow past things that you've done in the past. 100%. You can go, oh, you did this in the past, so why are you saying this now? If this is your current frame of thinking, then this is your current frame of thinking.
That's fine, Riddell, but there's a reason why he hid that. What did he hide? What are you talking about? Did he like scrape his entire social media and go like, see, I just want to be clear. I'm in the politics game, so anybody who's listening to the football, so that's why I'm very particular with these type of conversations. And these things tend to get blown out of proportion. And from what I've seen, I thought this was one of those circumstances where it's getting blown out of proportion. Now, will the casual fan base get upset? Of course, they were upset when Colin Kaepernick was kneeling on the national anthem. That's the casual fan base. They're going to see something. Gets blown out of proportion. They get super mad. But in reality, what he's doing is not that big of a deal.
So I think this is just another example of
The
it's not
fact
that
that the
big of a deal,
NFL had
and
to
the teams work on
respond,
it
the fact that the NFL issued a statement, Patrick Mahomes had to say something because this is now something. Obviously, the Chiefs have had a tumultuous offseason dealing with whatever the hell's going on with Rashid Rice. Even though, ironically, that club assault charge got dropped. The photographer dropped the charges. So, maybe they slid him a little paper.
Probably like a
Um,
handshake deal.
Yeah.
Understandable.
So, but they still have that
W
all
Crufton,
these things
W
plus
Crufton.
the pressure, or plus the fact that they want to repeat. You don't need this, especially and the weird thing, and I know it sounds weird, is the fact that you're a kicker and you're saying this, man. Like, in a weird way.
Well, that has nothing to do with it.
No. In a weird way, I feel like he's put himself in such a spotlight that he never needed to. You're one of the best kickers in the league, but what if you start off slow? Like all these things that you've added on that quite frankly the team didn't need. You didn't need this.
So you're saying he's more of a liability now? Because that would make sense. Because kicker is like my team. I remember last year. I think we tried out like 3 kickers at the same time. It's like, yo, whoever just wins this, that's whatever. There are teams that like go through like 5-6 kickers a year. Is he in the
Like
upper echelon?
he didn't. Look, no matter how you believe, he probably could have. I understand.
Justin Tucker.
Yes, he was the best
He
kicker in
he
football.
performed. He was the best kicker in the league. If you're looking at it.
I was just asking because I don't really.
So
think
No,
Look,
that's fine. He was on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Riddell,
Because
just
the year before,
team
he had problems.
this adding extra pressure on.
Okay.
Would you
I
guys-
just listened to a little bit,
Okay.
and I'm gonna give this little bit of grace. I feel like his delivery could have been way better because I think the purpose of the speech when he said this part are the women, the lies are told about your career. But I feel like he's trying to say like you valuing family is like like that you should like the lie that you can't have both your family and this in your career is a lie that you don't have to value one over the other. Like you should value family. That's my perspective. I'm just being the gracefulness, giving the grace because I see why there's a little bit outraged because the way he said it was.
Listening
to the way he said it,
as you should prioritize family over your career. That's what I interpreted from what he was saying. But
yeah,
I don't know. Regardless,
but I guess it's the way I think it's the way how he said it and the way he kind of formulated his speech. I think he could have like I like the LGBT shot, but he's probably didn't. There's no need to say that part, like you said on out. There's really no need. It didn't have nothing to do with it, from my opinion. And the woman aspect, I think when you do touch on that type of topic, like you're allowed to express your views and all this stuff, but it's also how you deliver it and how you
also
explain it. So I think that's the biggest issue.
I don't know what other time and place would be different. I mean, if you have views, I feel like as long as you don't go
you're
over
in
the
college,
line.
when you graduate, like let's flip it.
They asked him to be there at a Catholic school.
It's a Catholic school. It's just part of the.
I'm just asking Dev, like when you graduate, like let's flip it. Do you want like a guy will you be super ecstatic if a guy at your graduation was saying like, oh, you need to be a provider, you need to do this when you get out?
Dev's not going to a Catholic school.
Dev, do you go to a religious school?
I go to HBCU.
Yeah, that's not the same.
They will be talking about HBCU,
especially in Kansas. This is a Kansas Catholic school.
But here's but it's still kind of similar.
It's
stuff
different.
To, like, providing stuff. But if someone says you need to be a provider, I don't want to be a provider for my family, all this stuff. So it's like it'll hit hard for that's something. And like a lot of men that's in my school too. I feel like every man wants to be a provider in my mind, like in some type of way. Like so that's why I think it wouldn't hit bad because like I feel like every man wants to be some type of provider. I feel like every woman wants a family, not like in some type of way. And it's like you might not want it now, but you'll probably grow into it, or it'll come at certain times of your life. So that's just me personally. So if someone would have said that speech to us, I don't think it'll be. I don't think it'll. I think the reason why it's hitting like this because one, like you said, he's a famous guy, Harrison Bartner. The way and I think it's a two sensitive people that you talk about the women and the community, and those are two kind of like most powerful communities, especially in this day and age. You say something, even if it has positive merit, if you think it does, it can still affect you in a way. You know what I mean? We've seen it happen multiple times. It's just touchy topics.
Yeah, any famous person who's religious that talks about the LGBTQ will get cooked every single time. I don't know. To be honest, I'll give this grace to
even if you're not religious.
you shouldn't have talked about you knew something was gonna happen the moment you talked about the LGBT.
Yeah,
You knew when you said, and I mean, even though it's not an unpopular opinion that people, guys, the provider, woman, the house, the family taker, even though that's not an unpopular opinion for people who are traditional, you knew if you said it in a very particular way, it was gonna get
Well, I
it
just
was
feel
gonna
like
get anger.
there's a time and a place, and also, like, is it blown out of proportion, Riddell? Yeah, because like at the end of the day, like he's inconsequential, like he's whatever, like he's not a political figure or whatever. So like I don't really care what his views are. Like that's whatever to me. But like from the NFL's perspective, I'd be like,
you're messing
why
with
are you?
pockets, man.
I've been like, you're a kicker. Why are you causing problems right now? I was like, why are you making us like if I'm the employer, I'm like, why are you making us make a statement because you want to be dumb?
And
Like
Lonnie, that's why I don't think it'll last that long since he is a kicker. He's not like a big
yeah,
name
no, it's gonna
star. He's not a
blow over.
receiver.
It's gonna blow over because
Yeah.
also with the Chiefs, there's just so much other shit going.
Yeah. Imagine Mahomes said this. Oh
Oh,
Lord.
Mahomes said this will be national news.
Yeah, Mahomes has too
I
much.
would hide in the
firepower.
bunker.
No, better. Josh Allen, because Josh Allen has now even worse with Josh Allen.
No.
Yeah,
Patrick
do.
Mahomes said it. Josh Allen would
No.
be fake news.
Well, remember
Patrick Mahomes said
remember
it.
Josh Allen's like old tweets.
Yeah, that's why I said that.
They
That's
tried to cancel him for those old tweets. They tried to.
Yeah.
When it's the
That's
off season, people get bored and just look up stuff to find and just make news out of. And I think this does highlight the fact that not everybody has PR around them consistently. Like Mahomes has PR all over him. Josh Allen has PR all over him. Carson Butler probably has no PR guy that's constantly on his tail. So he kind of just did what he wanted to.
Yeah.
And
especially,
I see what you mean.
Yeah, especially now that the NFL has, like, I know Lonnie shared that thing about the NFL adjusting the Chiefs' schedule so that Taylor could come to more games. And what does Taylor bring? Taylor brings a very young female fan base.
Yeah, I think
who spend
he
money.
said that she can come to like 15 games or something.
And this guy's gonna. They're trying to make it so that the crazy part is she connects with Taylor, and like it's just things that they don't need. Because if the NFL didn't say anything, and then there's gonna be those moms like, I can't believe they said that. I can't, and then they're gonna be like, I can't believe Taylor's going to these games with her teammate.
You know how society works.
You know how it works, Riddell.
I don't know the term.
Oh no, I agree with you. People are I'm gonna relax. I'm just
that's
bro. If you
I'm gonna save that from
because if you had somebody read that speech, somebody would be like, there are problems there, and you still want to go.
And also,
he said, yeah. And
like you said, Lonnie, you're right. There's a time and place for everything. You didn't have like when you said, I see what you mean now. Like you didn't have to say that right now. Like if you had the right views, but it's like you gotta be self-aware. You gotta be self-aware of who you are and how big you are.
Well, what other time and place you would do it?
Well, I mean, time and place, like
because Riddell, technically, he could still do it then. Because like after you make the speech, like you're still hanging around there after everyone throws their caps and people are going up talking to you about your speech. Then you can say whatever the hell you want because it's not.
I think he should have delivered it better. I feel like he could have delivered it better. Like he could have delivered in a way where it didn't seem like a shot. Like you can still have your same views.
He did throw a legit shot at the LGBTQ though.
Yeah, that's what I said. You could have delivered.
Like, it wasn't like a subtle shot. He threw like a shot. So it's just like,
and that's PR. Like you can you got to be able to share your views without it seem like
without attacking somebody.
Yeah, I'll give you guys this that because I interact with so many different political spectrum of people that just seems like normal right-wing rhetoric, but to the casual fan base, a lot of the right-wing rhetoric nowadays it definitely seems a little aggressive. So I would give it to you there. I mean,
it's just how you say it.
You don't have to go too far to kind of make your point.
All right, but what's the next topic?
All right, so the next topic is OTAs are in full effect, and there are a few notable names that are not there. T. Higgins. He's not there, but he still hasn't signed his franchise tag, so he's not allowed to even be anywhere near the team facility. Brandon Ayuk, who's sitting out waiting for a new deal. Justin Jefferson, who's also sitting out, he's waiting for a new deal, and Tristan Wirfs, who's sitting out waiting for a new deal. Those are some of my names. With Justin Jefferson, according to Adam Schefter, he looks like he's going to get the biggest non-quarterback deal in NFL history. So it's just a matter of time, especially if Schefter's out there. But what really caught my eye, ironically, is Tristan Wirfs, one of the best tackles in football. He's
Top
not
five.
reporting to He's not reporting to Bucks camp. But out of I guess the 4 guys that I mentioned, which one's the one that really caught your eye?
Someone's leaving their team. I feel like one of them's gonna be off the team.
I mean, T. Higgins was to be expected. Brandon Ayuk was also to be expected. So like those didn't really surprise me at all because I didn't think they're gonna show up to camp anyway because they've been very adamant that they want a new deal. Especially Ayuk. Ayuk's been very vocal that he wants a new deal. I also think that CeeDee Lamb and Micah Parsons didn't show up to.
Michael Parsons is missing the first week for a personal matter. Then he's showing up the second week. He's already said that on his podcast.
But CeeDee Lamb stated that he wants a new contract. So I don't think he'll sit out this year, but we'll see.
Just the worst, the biggest name for me.
Yeah, no, worse. The tackle would be because the Bucks need everything that they can get.
Mm-hmm.
And I always say this, like people that hold out, they never play as good or better than they did the year before that they set out. Or if they do, it's more times than not that they don't. So it's like him sitting out would end up hurting the Bucks in the long run. Because if he's not playing as well as he did last season or the year before because he sat out and he was missing reps, your chances of, because you're already a French playoff team, so if he's lesser, are you gonna make the playoffs? Like I don't know, like so it's just one of those things. But yeah, it's between him and CD because if CD pulls the diva card and doesn't show up, then that's gonna make things very interesting.
Riddell?
Yeah, I mean that tackle. I don't really know much about that tackle situation. I'm sure you will sign. I think the Buccaneers have been doing a good job in signing the people that they got to sign. They signed Antoine Winfield. They signed Baker Mayfield. They signed Mike Evans. I'm sure he'll be all right. But regardless, if he shows up anywhere, the Buccaneers are not making the playoffs. I think they're about to be mediocre this year. With that said,
keep sleeping on them.
I will. With that said, the person that I'm looking at, because T. Higgins, I think will sign the franchise tag. And then I think he's gone after next year. I think
you put him on franchise tag?
Team. The question mark, the 50-50 is Brandon Ayuk. Because the 49ers are going to be in an interesting situation moving forward, considering that they are paying a lot of people. They're paying McCaffrey as one of the highest running back salaries. Trent Williams, Nick Bosa, Fred Warner. Obviously, they have Greenlaw. They have Debo.
They just paid Jennings, too.
Jennings, which I'm sure doesn't have a crazy contract.
Doesn't have a crazy number.
And they got a lot of young players that I'm sure they want to sign eventually too, with Hufanga and who am I forgetting? There's someone else I'm forgetting as well.
He's a corner. They have a good corner. Ward.
Travarius Ward. I don't know if they paid him yet, but the big one is ultimately Brock Purdy. What are they going to do with Mr. Brock Purdy? Are you going to put all your money in the others' positions to the point where with Purdy's resume, you're not going to pay him what he probably thinks he deserves? So at that point, you got to make hard decisions. And you brought on Ricky Pearsall. So it's the very first round, mind you, you brought in Ricky Pearsall. And Ricky Pearsall, from what I've seen, is more so going to take a Brandon Ayuk type role than a Deebo Samuel type role. So I think they're preparing for Brandon Ayuk's departure, and that's the one I'm looking at, and I don't know what's gonna happen. If he does franchise tag, he's gone. That's for sure.
Riddell, that's like my thought process. That at least that's what I think that they're thinking. Because to me, Ricky Pearsall, to me, he was like a late second to early third round pick in my eyes. So them reaching for him in the first was
crazy.
That says a lot, but also it says a lot about because I felt they needed secondary help, and I felt like they could have
and tackle.
And their O-line help because it's just Trent Williams and a prayer really. So the fact that they went with him, I'm thinking if Brandon Ayuk sits out, they're gonna try to see what Ricky can do. And if he balls out, because he has the skills to be productive, I think, especially with all the other weapons, they can't just zone in on him because Jennings was solid. Debo's still gonna get his yak. Christian McCaffrey's still gonna get his. So it's
That
like
top
they have
five coach in the
weapons.
league.
So it's not like they're asking Ricky to be like a number 1 or number 2. Oh, also George Kittle. So they're not asking him to be like a top 3 option. They're just asking him like, hey, do what we ask you to do. And if he succeeds in that role, Ayuk's cooked in terms of like getting a new contract for them because they're gonna be like, hey, he's viable enough where we don't need you. So
And also, like, I think the decision's already been made because, like, the quarterback situation, they have no other option to go to because look what they kind of did. Like, Brock Purdy's on a rookie contract about to come up. He already took out to the Super Bowl, made it to the NFC Championship last year, and they're projected to probably go back to the Super Bowl or at least the NFC Championship again this year. And it's like you have no other option. You're not gonna be good enough to get a draft pick to draft a QB. You're not even gonna draft another QB because you're so young. You already tried to train Lance team. You tried with the Jimmy Garoppolo thing. You don't have a lot of options. Like this is your guy. Like for the next 5 years, Brock Purdy has to be your guy. So it's like, and guess what? You got to pay him now. So it's like you have no other option. You got to kind of live with that. And as you know, when you have these teams, these super talented teams, you can't keep everyone. Someone's gonna have to go eventually. And unfortunately, they didn't win this year or the other year they made the Super Bowl. And now guess what? They got to pay up some players. And you always got to pay your most important position, the quarterback. And I think that kind of decision was already pretty much made once Brock Purdy started playing good. Like, because who are you going to go to if Brock Purdy doesn't get paid? And Brock Purdy agent, like, hey, I did this. Like, the only other quarterback to have more wins than me is probably Lamar or like Mahomes until as a starter. Like, he's technically more successful than all the other that hasn't won a Super Bowl. He's technically more successful than Lamar and them outside of MVPs as like going to places. So it's like Brock Purdy has all the leverage in the world right now, and like you're gonna aim more towards your quarterback than your wide receiver because Brandon, you're a top 20, top 15 talent. You can find another receiver and quarterback wise, you don't want to go back to quarterback purgatory, so they're gonna keep Brock Purdy. Yeah, man.
Well, in terms of Tristan Wirfs, he was an All-Pro as a right tackle his rookie season where they won the Super Bowl, and he was an All-Pro at left tackle when he moved there last year. He's one of the best, if not the best, tackles in football. But it looks like he wants to break what Laremy Tunsil made. Laremy Tunsil making about $25 million a year, and Tristan Wirfs is saying, I'm better than he ever was. So it looks like it's going to take some time, but I'm pretty sure
he deserves the money.
that the Bucks are going to pay him what he deserves. In terms of Brandon Ayuk, we've seen the 49ers make, they made statements with their actions, and it's time. Now it's just time to see exactly what they do. I still don't, even with Brock Purdy, and even though he will come back, it will come next year and be like, look, especially if he just does what his lowest output of the season was, it just makes the NFC Championship game. His resume, short of Mahomes and like a few other people, is fantastic. So the 49ers put them in this position where you got a lot of young pieces that need to be paid, and some hard decisions will be made. But I think they've already kind of started.
Yeah, it's the bar.
They've already started possibly looking for the future, but I think they're going to try and keep him at least for one more year. Take another one.
Well, question before we move on topic. What team would you guys want Brandon Ayuk on if he doesn't stay?
It should have been Jacksonville. Jacksonville would have did a trade, but they didn't want to do that. But if not them, I would say. Well,
I see him going to a bad team. I see him
got Stephon Diggs now, so. I would love my Falcons probably pick him up. I feel like we have some draft competition. I would love my Falcons to pick him up. I feel like that's gonna make some sense. And not the Falcons. I could see
the Patriots.
Oh yeah, the Patriots.
I think he's gonna go to a bad team. He's gonna go to a bad team.
We have the cap space. Brandon Ayuk. We have the cap space. We have the young QB with the big arm. You would be the number one option. You would be the face of our team, kind of. And I'm just saying, come help reestablish the dynasty.
Chargers potentially.
Shut up.
No, I don't think the Chargers want to pay your wide receiver, and I think one team that's interesting is the Ravens. I think the Ravens are an interesting team.
No, they're good. They're good. They don't need that. They don't need it. Like I said, Ayuk, we're right here.
Patriots. Right.
And then if they don't re-sign Dak and they get a rookie quarterback, the Cowboys is another interesting team.
I can't see the Cowboys. I don't know.
All right, y'all.
And I got Patriots, Chargers top 2.
So moving on to our next topic. Next, Bleacher Report dropped its most overrated team going into the preseason, and a few notable names on there. At linebacker, they had Devin White, who just signed with the Philadelphia Eagles in the offseason. At receiver, they had Stephon Diggs for the Texans, and at quarterback, they had Justin Herbert of the Los Angeles Chargers.
Diggs and Herbert are getting disrespected, especially Stephon Diggs, because people don't like. Because Stephon Diggs is still top 5 receiver, and people act like he's like
this is just their all overrated team. That's I'm just NFL's most there. So which one do you want to talk about first, or how do we feel about those 3 names in particular? They had a few more. Like for running back, they said they had Zeke, and I'm like, y'all didn't really try. Y'all didn't really try.
How is he overrated?
Well, so name all the positions again.
So
and then we'll kind of go like whether or not we agree.
Yeah, you can start off with Devin White.
Okay, so linebacker, they had Devin White. I can give you a little bit of what they wrote. Devin White, who just signed with the Eagles after the Bucks selected him with a 5th overall pick. Devin White got his career off to a hot white start. As a rookie, 91 tackles, 4 fumble recoveries, and they're just talking. And in the following year, he tallied a career high 140 with 9 sacks, leading to an All-Pro nod, and they won the Super Bowl. But ever since 2021, even though he went to the Pro Bowl, but that looks different. He's slowly been playing worse every season. He tends to be a liability in coverage, and he's also missed a lot of key tackles and gives up a lot of big plays. That's their reasoning. That's part of their reasoning.
Devin White is not good. And yeah, he's overrated.
But I feel like he's overrated. Yeah, but I feel like a part of it was, if you think about it, when we were like all praising him, he was on a stacked defense. And then what happened? That defense got older. Some people left because of free agency. Shaq Barrett, he tore his ACL, so like you don't have that dominant pass rusher that can make your job as a linebacker easier. So yeah, he lost all of that, and so like then some of his flaws were getting exposed. I think he was also next to another great. He was next to
Levante David.
Right? Yeah, he was next to David. Yeah, well, I feel like Levante David is like maybe the most underrated linebacker in NFL history.
He's the Scary Terry of linebackers. He doesn't nearly get the love he deserves.
He's the most underrated line. I'm talking about in history, because if you look at how long he's played and how good his stats are every single year, but he
Hall of Fame resume
praise he deserves.
He has
like a underrated like Hall of Fame type of statistical career, but he just doesn't get the fame for
and
it.
He had a Super Bowl, so he
has a Super Bowl. But
I don't think Devin White's overrated because everybody kind of recognizes he's not good. Like even like he's like a lot of fans and players recognize, even the Bucks. That's why they didn't resign him. So I don't think he's overrated because people recognize he's just not that good. Like I said, I feel like they didn't try with down with the Zeke. Like we know, like if they're not good and everybody recognizes that they're not really overrated. I think someone like let's say a linebacker who's probably overrated.
But
like if they say like T.J. Watt, like something like that. That's no. Here's the thing. Like that's getting nasty. Like that's someone that's like
they're just so they didn't really have a criteria. Like when I'm looking at the top of the article, they have like a little blurb, but they're saying in the NFL some starters will become household names without the on the field production or playoff success to back it up. Reputations tend to linger too. If a player becomes a multi-time Pro Bowler early in his career, they're often considered stars when their production begins to fade. So fans shouldn't be.
I mean, concerned. I feel like the casual fan base probably still thinks Devin White is pretty good because of what he did on the Buccaneers. So Devin White overrated. That's
valid. But at the same time, I feel like he could have not a bounce back year, because if you look at the defense, again, it's got to have a great pass rush. The secondary might be solid depending on how the rookies pan out. A great DC. So it's like he's going to be in a position to succeed.
And then they're gonna ask him to cover too. They're gonna ask him to do what he do best, and that's blitz and like tackle.
And they can replace, depending on the scheme, switch out Devin White for one of their safeties to play that, position in the box, and that could be Cooper DeJean. Honestly,
let that man play corner.
He can
You know
play.
Please let him play corner. All
He
right,
gonna play.
for the
He gonna play
culture.
everywhere. He's gonna play everywhere.
So the next one was at wide receiver was Stephon Diggs, and here's the little write up on him. They said Stephon Diggs is coming off 4 consecutive Pro Bowl appearances, but his star appears to be quickly fading. After after opening last season with 5+ 100-yard outings and 6 touchdowns in the first 7 games, Diggs hit a wall in week 8. He failed to eclipse 87 yards in any of his last 10 games, only had 2 catches with 7 or more catches. Plus, in the playoffs, he was bad as well. He had an underwhelming, he was bad as
He
well.
didn't
He
do
only caught
anything in
3
the playoffs.
passes.
Didn't do nothing.
So
Even
they're
he dropped the
saying
pass too.
plus they're saying the fact that the Bills traded him and a few couple day 3 picks for a 2nd-round pick, and then the fact that Houston immediately reworked his deal. So Diggs could be cut bait like a lot quicker than we thought, especially if he starts acting up how we've seen and messy with team chemistry.
Yeah,
Diggs about to go crazy.
I don't think you will. I think if you're saying he's top 5 still, I think he's overrated. Stephon Diggs is solid. He's getting older, which is also to be expected. I think he's like 32, like something around there.
31. Let me look it up.
31, 32. I mean, yeah, I think what we saw from the Bills after they changed up their game plan and stopped trying to spam Diggs, I thought it was very eye-opening. And in the playoffs, he did not play a great game at all. So, yeah.
He's
I'm fine.
he just turned 30. Well,
Just
no, he'll
turned
be 30. Never mind, he'll be 31 in November. The end of November.
Okay, so yeah.
There we go. All right. And at ironically, at tight end, they had Kyle Pitts, if you want to talk about that one.
Sure. I mean, I guess it makes sense, but he finally has a quarterback
So,
to throw to him.
like Kyle Pitts became the highest drafted tight end in NFL history when the Atlanta Falcons selected him 3rd. However, he has largely failed to deliver on this vast promise during his first 3 NFL seasons. You know, he began on. So, all right, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say real quick when it comes to Stephon Diggs, I've said this before, like on press box, open field, all that. After the Broncos game where his brother was trashing Josh Allen, I said, yo, if I'm a petty quarterback, oh, what up, Schiff? If I'm a petty quarterback, or if I'm like feeling slighted by that, I'm not throwing you the ball. And what happened? So after the Broncos game, against the Jets, 27 yards, four receptions. Philadelphia, 74 yards, 6 receptions. Kansas City, 24 yards, 4 receptions. This is a quote unquote top 5 receiver, by the way. But again, he's not getting the ball like he used to. Dallas, 48 yards, 4 receptions. The Chargers, 48 yards. Chargers, 29 yards. I'm sorry, 5 receptions. Patriots, 4 receptions, 26 yards, and then the final regular season game against the Dolphins, 7 receptions, 87 yards. That's not top 5. That's not top 10 production. But at the same time, do I feel like he was getting looked away a little bit? Yes. But at the same time, he is getting older.
I'm not trying to hear that. They changed their game plan, and what in those games that he had bad production, what happened? They started winning games. So
if you want to go to the playoffs against Pittsburgh, 7 receptions, 52 yards, and no touchdowns. Oh, also in that regular season, he had 1 touchdown in all those games that I said. So,
yeah.
To be fair, I will say this.
And Kansas City was 21 yards.
Yeah, it was a bad game.
I do think quarterbacks when quarterbacks don't have to spam receiver, they end up having a better years. Like I'm using Mahomes for example. Like not comparing Josh Allen to Mahomes. Like yes, Mahomes 50 yards. If you want to say his first season starting is better than his second MVP, but I think his second MVP was impressive because you see him just spreading the ball around more. You see him like a smarter QB. That's why I think Josh Allen could have a good year because like. I feel like with the Bills' game plans, it'd be different. I don't think they're going to be spamming one receiver. I feel like utilize the run game more.
But they weren't spamming. They weren't spamming last year.
I feel like in the beginning they probably was.
They weren't.
They were first 4 or 5 games, and then after that, after what happened with his brother, he was getting like 4 or 5 receptions a game. That's not spamming.
Crazy targets, and he was still. He he was still complaining about not getting enough targets, and then his brother complained, and he was getting spammed.
Trayvon Diggs.
And they were losing games, and people thought this team wasn't going to make a playoff. Then they stopped spamming Diggs. They started spreading the ball around, and then they started winning games all of a sudden. So
for a full season.
The most targets he got since then was 11, which was twice.
That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's a good amount of receipts. That's a good amount of receptions.
Yeah, he's still getting targets.
But he was complaining when he was getting 16, 12, 12, 11. He was complaining when he was getting 16 targets, and he only got 11 twice out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
How many targets?
Out of 8 games, he only got double digits twice.
I know Kelsey's a tight end, but how many targets he gets? Like 8?
Travis Kelce?
9? Yeah. I'm trying to compare him. Because like even just Jefferson, because Jettis probably get less targets.
Diggs, since he joined the Bills, was one of the leading leaders in targets in the NFL consistently.
That so because Diggs used to always get a lot of targets. That's why.
So you complaining about targets? This is wild as hell.
Nah, but I'm gonna Justin Herbert be on this list. In my opinion, it's kind of nasty because. Like he got hurt, and we seen how bad this team is when Justin Herbert's not there.
That would still mean that you're overrated because if you're considered like a top, arguably 4 QB, and you're not producing a top 4 or 5 QB, they're gonna say you're overrated. If your stats don't back it up, and I'm sorry, as much as people don't like it, winning is a QB stat. They attribute winning to the quarterback more times than not. Whether it's a fair stat to put on a QB, it's reality. Life's not fair. He's not winning, but he's supposed to be a top 5 QB, so they're gonna say you're overrated.
I'm kind of surprised for him.
All right, hold on. Since we're transitioning to Justin Herbert, let me kind of give you guys a quick summary. They talk about he's the third highest paid player in the NFL. They're saying that they bring up the playoff game, the fact that he got them to that 27-0 lead, but then it's a historic thing. But also the fact that they're saying he's been there. This is coming up on his 4th year, Lonnie, I believe, or his 5th year. One of those. And all of his other contemporaries have made the playoffs, have had sustained playoff success, but he has not. Riddell has called Justin Herbert a choke artist. I'm just like, my thing is, I know how talented he is. God, I just want him to win more of these. He always seems to be on the losing end of close games. And I understand his coaching was bad. But he's had opportunities and he has not capitalized. So now that with Jim Harbaugh and the other guy taking over the GM role and head coach, like there's really no more excuses.
I'll say this year is I'll say more next year than this year because they still have some holes to fill out. I think next year's like for real that But I'm surprised it kind of shows Herbert because there's 3 other quarterbacks that I thought they'll put when you say the overrated list. I thought they would either put Kirk, Dak, or T-Law because these are all the narratives.
Dak, I would agree with T-Law. People don't rate T-Law high anyway.
Yeah,
everybody has Herbert as a top 5 quarterback, arguably top 4, and Kirk. Nobody rates Kirk highly either. So the only one I'll give you is Dak.
I'm just surprised because like a lot of people think those 3 quarterbacks I named are overrated based off the virtues.
But nobody
top 5
rates
quarterbacks aren't supposed to. Their teams aren't supposed to have a top 5 pick. I'm sorry. That's the case. That's the reality.
Yeah, people just love how Herbert runs and throws the ball, man.
He's very. I would say as Herbert. I do think Herbert's too robotic because I think if he plays like a robot, I feel like he doesn't like for example. Like he doesn't have that takeover factor like a Lamar, Josh Allen, or Mahomes. We've seen those guys take over games. Like
I'm gonna run it and take it. You're talking about like how he actually plays.
No, how he actually plays.
I agree. He is a little bit robotic.
Like how he actually plays. Like for example, you've seen him. Like I feel like there's certain times when Justin Herbert like run the ball, like take it yourself, or like make that one play, or like you're being a little too conservative. Like he does play very conservative compared to his talent. Like we see Mahomes, he'll take the try, like or he'll run the ball, like you know what I mean. It's like the mixture. Justin Herbert is very conservative, like what Random said. You be in those close game situations, you can't be conservative. You gotta go take the chance, and that's the biggest issue with Justin Herbert. He is very conservative, and even though the coaching and that is the one criticism I always have about his game. He plays like a robot, like. he plays the right way, but you're too conservative.
I mean, he's a good quarterback. And also, just a little update for people who are watching. Mavs are winning right now. 22-21. We're winning right now.
Yeah,
You know, bro, they were just losing. They were just losing. Bro.
I'm about to say, didn't the Timberwolves come back from? Didn't the Timberwolves come back from like down 20 against the defending
the
champs?
Mavs came back down 16. So
not to the defending champs.
This man Rondell's
the number
nasty.
1 seed in the NBA.
They're not the defending champs.
It was
they were just losing.
Separated by like probably like half a game or something.
Number 1 seed in the NBA. Oh, come on.
Oh my gosh. All right. So we are gonna predict some more records.
22-21.
Yeah, we're
gonna predict.
I just said they're winning. That's all I said.
No, you're just funny. That's it.
So I wanted to predict more teams records for next year. And we didn't talk about the NFC West a lot. So Riddell, please pick a team. Actually, you know what? Yeah, please pick a team from the NFC West. Riddell, Lonnie, pick a team from the AFC East. Dev, pick a team from the AFC South, and you can pick the Texans, right? And I will pick a team from
I can't pick the Texans.
You cannot pick the Texans.
Okay.
We already did their thing, and I will take.
Okay.
I will take a team from the NFC. I'll take a team from the NFC East.
I was being nasty. You know, it's crazy. I did recommendations.
I have an agenda for each division, and you already know my agenda for the NFC West is the Los Angeles Rams for sure.
All right, so the Rams. Lonnie, who are you picking?
I'll go with the Jets.
The Jets. Dev, who are you picking?
Patriots. I just want us to lose every game.
I'm trying to think. Jaguars, Colts, or Jaguars. I was gonna do.
I've been up the Colts last time, Dev. Talk about the Colts.
I'll do the Colts.
All right, Colts.
Because if I chose Titans, I'm gonna have them lose like damn near every game, so I'll do the Colts.
And I'll pick the Eagles. All right, just to remind y'all, in this hypothetical season that we've run, we said the Bears are going to be 12-5. We chose this by majority, which I think is crazy. 12-5. The Cowboys are going to be 9-8.
They could have the worst season in the Dak era.
The Bears, actually, no, my bad. That's the Browns. That was the Browns are 12-5.
That is crazy. 12-5.
Honestly, I mean, Rado, looking at the Browns' schedule, it's not that crazy.
No, they had
them beating the Chiefs.
I think they can beat the Chiefs.
I think they can. Only if Deshaun Watson returns to form. That's
because Deshaun was cooking before he got hurt, and
that 1/2. Most of the season was not good.
A game and a half. Get it right.
The Bears, he was 11-6.
Nick Chubb gonna come back too.
The Texans are also 12-5.
I don't think there's gonna be no 13.
And the Chiefs.
Oh, Kyrie is so nice, bro.
Kyrie's cooking.
And the Chiefs are 13-4.
When you have a tough shot making the team, that just makes it so much easier.
All right. So, Riddell, do you have the Rams schedule?
Yep.
All right, let's go through it.
I'm pulling up the Titans schedule. Colts schedule right now.
All right, Rams NFL 2024 schedule. We'll start off. The first game is a rematch of the playoffs. We got the Lions versus the Rams, and give me the Rams. They're gonna get their payback. Their defense is better. They should have beat the Lions last time, but that defense was terrible. So. Give me the Rams beating the Lions.
Is this in Detroit?
At Detroit, yep.
Oh, never mind. I'm picking Detroit.
Sleeping still, man.
Well, I'm running with Riddell on this. I'll go with the Rams.
Okay.
Respect Puka.
I have the Lions being very good, so I have the Lions winning that one.
All right. Shift. Tell us who's winning that game between the Rams and the Lions, please. Or
if
chat.
If he's still
in there. If not, we'll just put in like a thing.
We'll rock, paper, scissors.
I was gonna like flip a coin on it.
Oh, do that. You can do that too.
Let me get the thing ready.
Heads.
All right. Riddell calls heads,
Get big.
and it is heads.
Rams winning 1-0. We here.
Rams are 1-0. All right.
Week 2, Rams versus Cardinals at Cardinals.
They're gonna win that game.
Give me the Rams. We here. Come on.
Yeah.
2-0. Rams versus 49ers. So this is actually at home. I say they split.
I also agree they split.
I
Okay. Rams 3-0. Now, Rams at Bears. I forget what we had, but I'm picking the Rams.
Hold on. Let me pull up their stuff. But I'm pretty sure we had the I definitely know I had the Rams winning that game.
Yeah, I
And
think
I'm pretty
I
sure.
need the Rams.
But
Rams.
give
I need the
me-
Rams.
I'm going
Give
with
me-
the Bears.
Give me a
Lonnie, you're kind
second.
of quiet.
Yeah. Turn that mic the right way.
Is this better?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going with the Bears.
Dev, what did you pick?
Bear. I think was it Rams? You picked?
Rams versus Bears. I got Rams. It's at Chicago.
I think I had the Rams win that game.
So that's what 4-0 to start the season. W. Rams versus Packers at home.
I have the Packers win that one.
This
The
one's
Packers. Give me the Packers.
Yeah, it's the Packers.
give me the Rams, but I got outvoted.
So they're 4-1.
4-1. Now they have a bye week, week 6. Week 7, Rams versus Raiders. Give me Rams.
Rams.
5-1. Rams versus the Vikings. Give me the Rams.
I'll try the Vikings winning that
You're
one.
Explain. Hold up. No. Dev, explain. Explain why.
Wait, is it in Minnesota?
No, it's at home.
At home, I feel like the Vikings. I feel like Justin Jefferson's gonna have a good game that game. I feel like they're gonna have a good game running get the ball. I feel like it was one of those games you should win.
Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones have a good
Aaron
game.
Jones.
Hey, he can still cook now. I feel like it's gonna be one of those games that the Rams should win, but they end up losing. I feel like JJ McCarthy has a decent game, and I feel like it's gonna end up being a shootout. I feel like that is a trap game for the Rams. I have them losing that game, that one game, that little slip up game.
Yeah, I think JJ McCarthy gets his face in the dirt. Yeah, I'm going the Rams.
Yeah, the Rams are cooking that secondary. The Vikings don't have a good secondary at all.
So Lonnie, we said that the Bears are losing to the Rams.
Whatever.
So they're
I think I was
4-2.
I think I was rocking with the Bears, but I got outvoted.
Yeah, the Bears losing to the Rams. How are they 4-2? The Rams won.
No, we flipped a coin. Oh, we flipped a coin, and that's the where.
Yeah, Rams.
Yeah. My bad. You're right. For some reason, I keep thinking. You're right. I apologize. 5-1.
So 4, 5. So 6-1. They beat the Vikings. I got Rams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got Rams.
Rams versus Seahawks. I don't think the Seahawks will be that great, but I can see a split.
They can. It's not AFC North, which, by the way, I watched an incredible video yesterday about the AFC North being the hood of the NFL. I was like, I hate how accurate this is. But I think they will split. They'll end up splitting with the Seahawks.
I think there's a chance to split. I can honestly see the Rams win both
Same.
very easily.
Same. It's kind of like I'm gonna have them split. I'm gonna say this. Actually, no. I'm gonna have the Rams beat the
Actually,
Seahawks.
no,
I'm
I
gonna have
hope
the
they're
Rams
going
beat the
with
Seahawks.
they're beating the Seahawks twice.
They beat the
Okay,
Seahawks. They beat the
I'll
Seahawks.
stand on business too. So 7-1 Seahawks. They beat the Seahawks. Rams versus Dolphins at home. It's gonna be warm. It's gonna be November 11th.
Give me the Dolphins.
I feel like Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take the Dolphins for this one too. So what is this?
I have 6-2.
6-2. Rams versus Patriots. Give me the Rams.
The Rams.
LA Rams. LA Rams.
7-2. Rams versus Eagles. I'll take Eagles.
Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
7-3. Rams versus Saints. Give me the Rams. They're about to put Saints into the dirt.
I'll give you LA Rams.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
at 8-3.
8-3 Rams versus Buffalo. I have Buffalo winning this game.
I
I
also
also
got the
agree.
Bills.
8-4 Rams versus Niners. They split, so they win this one. So 8-5 Rams at New York Jets.
Ooh, I got the Jets.
It's a cross country flight late in the year, and if the Jets are as good, well, we'll find out next because we do their schedule. But right now on paper, I don't see how the Rams win that game.
I got the Jets win that one. Like you
I'm
said,
fine.
cross
We can
country
use
play.
it. 8-6 Rams versus Cardinals and Rams versus Seahawks.
Rams.
So they finish
11 and 6.
11-6. Yeah.
Not bad.
11-6. I had them a playoff team, and my hot take for the Rams is that they can upset the 49ers, the Eagles in the playoffs.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you say they're gonna split the 49ers, right?
Yeah, split with the
Yeah.
49ers.
Okay. Yeah. I agree.
I'm very curious to see how they play now that Aaron Donald's not there. Because I think the 49ers are going to try and punk him.
I mean, I still think Kobe Turner is going to be a Pro Bowl caliber defensive tackle. So I think
Cool.
Jared Versus a really good talent too.
Yeah, but he's not. They're not Aaron Donald.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
of
but
course.
they did a good job in reinforcing that
It's gonna
pass
be by
rush.
committee, but like if they're still gonna, if you're still gonna have a Pro Bowl level DT, and then you just drafted another pass rusher, like yeah,
And
Aaron
they
Donald.
got Braden Fisk, and they still got Byron Young, who played really good last year too.
Yeah, so it's like they have enough pieces. Like they're never gonna fill that void of arguably one of the greatest, like top 3 defensive players ever. They're never gonna fill that void. But if you still replace them with Pro Bowl level talent, you're gonna be okay.
All right. Lon, you got the Jets.
Yes, sir. All right, so week 1 at 49ers.
They lose that game.
Yeah,
I'm
I
thinking
got the
crazy
Niners.
upset. I'm thinking crazy
No,
upset.
the only reason I say that is that Aaron Rodgers historically plays bad against the 49ers.
No, I agree. I know, but it's like I just feel like that's good. That's like one of those sleeper games. Like, hey, you just lost the Super Bowl.
They're going to be on a
Game
mission.
of the season, because first games of the season, like we always see like random losses the first week of the season where it's like they shouldn't have lost.
I would agree with you if they're playing like
Think
the
about like, the
Steelers.
Lions and the Chiefs. Like
The Lions were okay, but we're not treating the Jets that way though. The Jets, nobody was saying the Lions were Super Bowl contenders.
But
That's
no
what
one
they're
knows
saying
how
for the
good Aaron
Jets.
Rodgers is really going to be.
The
No,
Jets are
Brees
Super
is
Bowl
underrated.
contenders.
Garrett Wilson,
That's where people are rating them, Lonnie. Super Bowl contenders.
I think
but
but then again, this is
I
a
think
different team.
Week 1 is always a toss up to me in any game because like any team can start off rusty.
I would
we see
agree
it
with you if
every
they're
year.
playing a lesser team, not a team that is projected
I'm saying
to
any
go to
team.
the Super Bowl.
I'm saying any team. It
No,
happens.
I think
every year.
I think now you're shorting the 49ers. I think that the 49ers are going to come in locked in and win that.
I have the 49ers in the Super Bowl. I'm not shorting them.
They're not losing this game.
Yeah, give me the 49ers. I think they're going to stay. They're usually pretty disciplined in the regular season. The only issue is if Trent Williams or Christian McCaffrey goes down. But hey, Leonard Floyd is the guy who injured Aaron Rodgers last year. I'm just saying he's on the 49ers.
He was glazing up the 49ers in an article.
Hey,
Jesus.
I just said, if the Jets end up winning the first game, I want a TikTok of me saying.
Well, we're gonna have to end up flipping a coin then.
But all right, but that's fine.
So wait, you picked the Jets to win that game, Dev?
Yeah, we're gonna have to flip a coin then because I think
All
the
right,
Jets.
Riddell, call it.
Tails, 49ers.
It's heads. So
Crazy. We glazing Aaron Rodgers from rip. Crazy.
Hey, game-winning field goal for the win.
No, I like the defense.
He's going to choke again against the 49ers. That's what's going to happen.
Just that what he's done over the course of his entire career, Riddell. Over the course of his entire career, no matter where he played them.
Maybe a Brock Purdy pick six. I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna happen.
Brock Purdy is a lot of things. He's not a turnover machine. He's not a pick six.
Maybe a fumble by their rookie wide receiver. You don't know. I
don't know. All right. Go
Week
ahead.
2 is at Tennessee.
If they lose to the Jets, they waterboard the Texans.
I want to be petty, but they Jets win.
All right, then versus the Patriots at home.
They're gonna split with the Patriots. They always do.
Low-key, they're gonna split with the Patriots. I agree.
I
The
want the
Jets.
Patriots to lose every game, so we
You're
get
not.
They-
You're gonna,
So
you're
I'm
gonna
They,
split
they,
with the
they beat the
Patriots.
Jets. They beat the Jets. They're gonna split the Patriots, split the Dolphins, one of the two. And I picked the
So-
Dolphins to split with.
after that, Denver.
They're
So
beating Denver.
So they're 4-1 right now.
Beat Denver.
Are they 4-1? Who they lose
Are they
to?
4-1?
They lost to the who did they lose to?
Yeah, who they lose to?
Oh, sorry.
they're not following-
my,
they're
no,
following-
my bad. I forgot. Okay, so they're 5-0. My bad.
Okay,
They're
so
5-0.
So we got Denver, then Vikings still at home.
They win that game.
know.
We're glazing. They should have lost the first game. I'm not gonna
They
lie.
really should have, but
If they don't, they don't. And then at home against Buffalo.
they're gonna split with Buffalo as well.
Yeah. So since they're 7-0.
So
Are you saying that they lose their home game?
No, they're
No, I
gonna
said they split.
they
Okay.
split.
All right, and then at Pittsburgh, I think that's a trap game. I still feel like they should win that one, but I feel like Pittsburgh might be at Pittsburgh. It could be a trap game.
Who are they playing after that?
After that's the Patriots.
At Pittsburgh, they lose. I think that defense is going to be destructive. That's going to be the biggest thing is how well teams are going to be able to get to Aaron Rodgers, and the Steelers are going to be able to be one of those teams.
So
Give
Steelers
me
are their first loss. I'm fine with that.
Pittsburgh beating the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and
So
then
they're 7-1 right now.
it's at New England.
They split, so they're gonna be 7-2.
I mean, I don't have them splitting. I have them beating them twice.
They're gonna win one.
I want them to win both.
Just because you want them to lose them all, they always split with the Jets. Even when the Jets were asked, they're still splitting with the Pats. It's gonna be the other way around too.
I got Jets.
Patriots.
They're gonna split, so it doesn't really matter.
Bev,
Finally lose to split.
So they're 7-2.
if they don't slip, I'm gonna be like, no. Then at home against the Texans, I think that they lose that one.
At home against the Texans.
Yes, we
We're
talked
doing
about
that.
this one. We said the
right,
Texans
I'll
will win the game. So they're 7-3.
Yeah, so that's a three game losing streak.
New York
Aaron
stand
Rodgers
up.
looking shaky, bro. He's like, bro, is Aaron Rodgers
At
fine?
Arizona, they won that.
Low
Okay.
key?
Arizona surprised a few teams last year.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Nobody
What
thought
we
they're gonna
did-
beat the Cowboys.
Okay. I'm going Jets. You guys go Arizona if you want to.
I'll go Jets. I'll go Jets.
No, we just
You got
So they're
Jets.
8-3.
And then my biggest trap game for their schedule, at home versus the Colts.
I do Jets. I'm not high on the Colts.
So
think
they're
it's-
9.
What week are we in?
This is week 11.
So I also think the Jets are gonna win that game. They're gonna be 9-3.
All right, then they have their bye week,
I'm always a fan of the late bye.
and then it's going to be at home versus Seattle.
Their schedule's cupcake. Jesus.
Yeah,
This must be the easy part
Yeah,
of the
that's why.
schedule. I swear to God. So they're 10-3.
yeah, and then it's at Miami.
They're gonna lose that game.
They're gonna lose.
Okay, at Jacksonville.
Give me Jacksonville.
Jacksonville.
I'm not going Jacksonville. I'm not.
I
Yo,
can't.
Josh Allen's about to put Aaron Rodgers in a blender. Come on.
Josh, you mean Trevor Lawrence?
No, I'm talking about Josh Allen, our defensive edge rusher who we paid. Not we,
All right,
but
we're gonna flip a coin on it because right now they're 10-4 prior to this game. All right, Lonnie,
Jags
call
are
it.
clicking. Brian Thomas is going to big boy
Heads.
Sauce Gardner.
It's heads again.
Oh, so Jets win.
Jets win. They're 11-4.
And what did we say against the Rams?
We said that the Rams are winning that game, didn't they?
I don't
Yeah.
think.
Oh my gosh. All right, now I gotta go back. Give me a second. Just go to the next one. Just go to the next game.
Okay, and then at Buffalo, we said they're losing that one, right?
Yep.
And then it's at home versus Miami. Is their last game.
It splits. I think it's the Miami split as well, so they can win that one.
Okay.
So I have them at 12-5. So they're going to be 3 teams at 12-5.
Yeah.
Maybe.
All right. 12-5.
All right.
Hold on, and then, but I'm also going back to check because that score might that record might be liable to check.
I mean, I wouldn't try to too hard to. I mean, do what you want. Do what you want. I'm saying, catch the ball.
We have the Rams beating them,
All right, I'm cool with that.
so they're 11-6. The Jets are.
That's fine.
All right, Dev, you have the Colts.
All right. So, week 1, we got AR-15 versus CJ Marvelous Stroud, and the winner, I'm a surprise y'all, is CJ Stroud in the Texans winning week 1.
Is it? We had the Texans win this game. So.
And then week 2, I have the Packers winning against the Colts as well.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree. Colts.
Week 3, I feel like it's gonna be a close game. It's gonna be a close game, but I'm gonna have the Bears edge it out.
Yeah, it's at Chicago, so I'm going Bears.
Yep.
So they start off 0-4.
0-3. I have the Colts winning this game against Pittsburgh.
I don't. Give me Pittsburgh.
I got to win it, and then I got them losing.
Hold on. Lonnie, are they beating Pittsburgh?
I think they could beat Pittsburgh.
I don't think they can. I think that pass rush is gonna make Anthony Richardson's life a living hell. I don't think he'll be able to deal with that defense at all.
I think
Liddell's moving me. I'm not gonna hold you.
I don't think Russ gonna be playing this high elite level. I think the run games will be formidable for them.
I'm fine with them losing to Pittsburgh.
And I don't gotta start out 0-3. I think that's a team that's very beautiful. I think Pittsburgh gonna have that slip of game. I feel like the coach defense can stifle their offense.
Well, the Steelers always play competitive, even though they're not good, and the Colts have a bad secondary. So Russ doesn't even have to play great for the Colts to take advantage. The Steelers to take advantage of that secondary.
I mean, the Colts also play very competitive. Like last year, it was competitive all year long.
It's a toss up for me, but I think the Steelers defense is what
I just don't think they start winning.
Is the edge in that game.
I got the Steelers win. I mean, the Colts winning that game. So after that, I got the Jaguars winning in week 5.
I got them beating the Jaguars.
No, they'll split with the Jags. They'll split with.
I don't know if they will split with the Jags.
5.
You say you don't think so?
I'm not high on the.
That's what. That's why.
Tell you.
That's why I think they'll split.
5 team. I think that they're gonna rally up and win and beat the Jags.
That's why I gotta be in Pittsburgh.
I don't think that's a super tall order. I'm not that high on the Jags.
That's why I gotta be in Pittsburgh because I don't think they're gonna start 0-3.
The AFC is just very competitive. If they're 0-5, it is what it is.
Yeah, I think I got them beating the Jags.
I got the Jags.
I have the Jags win. I think they beat Pittsburgh and lose to the Jags. That's me.
Right. So they're 0-5.
They beat the Titans.
I agree.
I'll give them that one.
I'll
give them a split with the Titans.
No, I think
They stay sleeping.
I think you guys are highly underselling the Titans. No.
Nah.
I think Will Levis will be better than Anthony Richardson next year.
Oh wow! So you think the Colts will be the worst team in the division?
I think Titans and Colts will be in the same level.
Okay. The Dolphins. Hey, I think I feel like this is a winnable game for the Colts somehow.
Home or away?
It's at home.
Let me see. Yeah, I got the Colts winning.
When is it? When is the game?
It's late October.
It's in October 26th.
Give me Dolphins. It's gonna be warm as hell. Give me Miami.
They're 1-6.
Let's see. They play the Vikings. Another toss-up game.
Okay, there we go. I'll give him Colts.
They'll beat the Vikings.
I'll
Yeah,
get the Colts.
that.
The Bills. I got the Bills winning.
Same.
Jets. I got the Bills, Jets, and Colts winning. I mean, Bills, Jets, and Lions winning these next couple games.
So they're
Damn,
2-7. Oh, they're 2-8.
Yeah. Then we'll have the Patriots. They'll beat the Patriots, Broncos.
They better beat the Patriots.
They beat the
Okay.
Patriots, Broncos, and I got them beating the Titans. I got to sweep the Titans.
Oh, are they beating the Broncos?
Yeah, I think they beat the Broncos.
I think Bo Nix.
That's a toss up.
Carry
That's
them.
No, they're a better team. They're a better team.
They beat
Other
the
than
Broncos.
PS2, they're a better team. The
Yeah.
Colts are a better team.
They have a good pass rusher.
Who, the
Who?
Colts?
No, the Broncos.
Bradley Chubb not there no more.
Yeah, I know.
Mm.
That's what I'm saying.
Luka. Oh my God.
Who's their best pass rusher?
Is it not? He used to play for the 49ers. Solomon Thomas. Is it not him?
Yeah,
Oh,
Solomon Thomas is
look
kind of
at
nasty. That's nasty.
I think the Denver Broncos
would
would be just a gritty team in general that will be tough every single week. I don't think people are gonna just blow out the Broncos this year.
They
Who's
better
their best
not.
pass rusher? They got Baron Browning, and they got Zach Allen.
Cooper,
So nothing crazy.
Cooper had 9 sacks. Their
Cooper?
linebacker. I don't know. It's just Jake.
Oh, Jonathan Cooper.
He had 8.5 sacks.
I'm fine with you going Colts. I think the Broncos can steal it though.
Yeah, I got the Broncos winning, and then I have the I'm believing it. I have the Colts actually winning out because I think they'll sweep the Titans, they'll beat the Giants, and we all agree they'll split the Jaguars. So I think the Jaguars.
I think they
will
split with
better.
the Titans personally.
But yeah, that's me. So yeah,
Lonnie, do you think the Colts will split with the Titans?
The Titans roster is so much better. It's so much better.
The Titans are. I feel like the Titans are gonna have an up and down year because I feel like they have the roster to beat everybody, but to lose to anybody at the same time. So
I agree with that.
But but the Colts are an everybody type team. Like they don't have the craziest roster. Their secondary is trash. Their linebacking core is mid. They got a good offensive line, running back, of course. But Anthony Richardson's coming off an injury. We still have to see how he plays. He made a comment saying, "Oh, are you going to change how you play football?" And he says, "I think he just said that's just how he plays." So he's not going to really change how he plays football. The Colts are going to be a weird team, especially without a back. Well, they got Joe Flacco, so let me respect Joe Flacco. But they're going to be a weird team. I think the Titans, what they brought in, their secondary is going to be way better. Obviously, their offense is going to be interesting. I think Will Levis is going to have a bounce back. Their offensive line is getting a little bit better with J.C. Latham, Skronsky with another year. They got Hopkins, Ridley. They got Tyler Boyd. They got some vets in there. They got a two-headed monster in Pollard and Spears. Man, this team is going to be interesting. And they brought in that one coach who's the son of like a infamous offensive line coach, and they brought him to ensure that offensive line is better because they were terrible last year. Don't sleep on the Titans. Will Levis might have a crazy year this year. I'm not gonna lie.
I could see him having a crazy year. I could. But just will he?
Yeah, I think. But I have the Colts probably winning like 6, 7 games.
Right now, I have them run through the last ones again.
All right, because I had them winning out because I think we agreed they were split with the Jaguars, and then I had them sweeping the Colts, sweeping the Titans, and I had them beating the Giants. And we all agreed they'll beat the Broncos.
Yeah, we agree they'll beat the Giants. So I already accounted for the split with the Jets, so we just need to decide: are the Colts splitting with the Titans? Riddell says yes. Lonnie?
How many wins are they now without the split?
Right now they're 5. What is it? They're 5 and 10.
So here you go, 5-11. I'm cool. I'm cool with them. If cool with them splitting, then 5-11 or 6 wins. 5 or 6 wins, I'm cool with.
All right, so they're 5 and 12. Yeah, They're 5-12. Yes.
Even though personally, I think they'll win this. Personally, I think they'll split, but I'm cool with them winning 5 games.
Yeah.
All right, and then let's talk about the Eagles and their 2025.
ELGL.
Their 2024 Eagles schedule. Eagles.
And the Timberwolves are shooting crazy right now. I'm not gonna lie. Jaden McDaniels.
This gonna be a fun series, man.
Like Jaden McDaniels and Naz Reid are hitting so much threes. That was a terrible shot. And
it's
then,
really good to determine who role players.
Al Anderson is making like everything.
Yeah, when
And
you
the
saw
Mavs
Rudy,
are
when you
down
saw
by
Rudy,
5.
when you saw Rudy
Like-
make that turnaround, Jay, you were like, all right, then it's just gonna be their way. But let's talk about the Eagles. Here is their schedule. They start off with the Packers.
Eagles
Yes.
winning.
I got the Eagles winning that game.
Timberwolves
It's
are
gonna be a good
shooting
game though.
easy right now. Jeez.
So they start off with the Packers. They're 1-0.
Oh my, Luca, good.
Then they play the Falcons.
Unfortunately, I got us losing. I got my Falcons losing.
Yeah, I got the Eagles. The Falcons are still trying to figure out their identity.
Then are they beating the Saints?
They'll be the
Yeah.
Saints.
Yes.
All right, hold on. Are they beating the Bucks?
Yes.
Yeah.
They spanking the Bucks. They
I
want
don't
their
know.
redemption. They want their. They are angry how
Yo,
badly
going 2-0
got
against the
to
Bucks
playoffs.
is crazy. Going
I got 'em
2
being-
against the Bucks last year was crazy.
I think I have them being
They're
6-0
thinking
in the start.
It might get
DeJean-
nasty. It might get
Cooper
nasty.
DeJean-
how bad they're gonna do the Bucks.
Cooper DeJean gets a pick 6 on the Bucks, and then Philly calls him the next great white hope. That's what happens.
I think I had the Eagles starting off 6-0.
All right, so they beat the Bucks. They're 4-0. Then they play the Browns. We said
I think
they're beating the Browns.
I think they beat the Browns.
Home or
And then
away?
they have
What
the
are you talking about?
Giants. They have the Giants. They're spanking the Giants.
Wait, Browns, Eagles, home or away? What's going on?
They're playing the Browns at home.
I got
You
them.
said the Eagles are winning that game.
Yeah, I
got
think
the
the Eagles
Eagles.
winning.
Ironically, both teams start off very well with them.
Oh my, yeah, J-Max cooking right now.
So then they're at the Bengals.
I got them losing that game. That's the game I have them losing. I got them 6-0.
Yeah, I think the Bengals will be relatively healthy. I'll give the Bengals the win.
That could be
Lonnie?
their first loss. I don't think no team's gonna start off like 8-0 this season or something like that.
Lonnie?
Well, who is it?
The
Bengals.
the Bengals
Bengals.
versus the Eagles.
The Bengals.
They
will win
both
that.
said that the Bengals could win that game.
Bengals
the
win that. And
Bengals.
I'm saying it now to all my fantasy lovers: do not sleep on Burden, especially if Higgins decides to sit out. He's gonna ball out. I'm telling you now,
He's gonna have a good year. No, Jermaine Burton's gonna have a
right
good
here.
year.
As long as he doesn't slap any women across the face. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Yes.
So they're 5 and they're 5-2 or 6-2.
5
No,
and
they're
1.
6-2. They're 6-2. 6-1. Sorry, 6-1.
6-1.
And then they're facing the Jaguars.
I got him winning that game against the Jaguars.
Home or away?
It's at home.
I'll give it to the
Yeah.
Eagles.
Very high in the Eagles this year.
I think the Jags could steal it, but give me the Eagles.
So they're 7-1. Then they play at the Cowboys.
I got him. They always split the Cowboys, but I haven't beaten the Cowboys this time.
Yeah, I'll give them a split at
Right.
Cowboys. Yeah, I'll just give them a split. I'll be generous. I'll be nice to the Cowboys.
All
Why
right,
not?
so they're 7-2. So they're 7-2. They're at the Commanders. They're gonna sweep the Commanders this year.
They'll sleep the Commanders and Giants.
Don't
Then
sleep
they're
on.
at.
Don't sleep on Jaden.
I'm not sleeping on them.
Then they're their first Commanders game's at home anyway. So they're at the Rams.
At the Rams.
We said the Eagles win that game.
Yeah, we'll give it to the Eagles. Yep.
So they're 9-2.
Mm.
All right. So then they're at the Ravens.
I think
At
I have the Ravens. I think
The Ravens win that game.
I'll give it to the Ravens too. The Ravens will be able to keep run the
Very
ball
similar.
quite a lot.
Very similar
And
teams.
the Eagles don't have a good linebacking core, so they're going to take advantage of that. They love to pass the ball over the middle. Mark Andrews is going to eat Devin White alive, unless the Cooper DeJean just becomes him and they just put him in the box. And I'm like, I'm going to lock you up.
But the thing is, the
Also,
Ravens
if Mitchell becomes him too, then they're also.
But I
By
don't
the
think
way-
they'll put Mitchell in the box. They'll probably keep him out wide.
And also the Ravens can counter with Kyle Hamilton and Roquan Smith in that linebacker core as well against Jalen Hurts. It's literally like two similar teams, kind of like. But I trust the Ravens defense more because they're more experienced. I think got more talent.
Yeah, Ravens
Well,
just
actually-
match up better, so I'm gonna
And
give
I
it
see
the
more
Ravens.
talent.
By the way, their bye is after they play the Buccaneers after the fourth week.
Okay.
They have a bye week right there. So then they lose to the Ravens. Then they have the Panthers.
They beat
No.
the Panthers.
They
Smacking
beat the
Panthers.
Panthers. So they're 10-3. Then they have the Steelers.
Trap game, but I'm beating Steelers.
So
Yeah, I agree.
All right. So they're 11-3. Then they're at the Commanders. They're winning that game.
Yeah, sweeping.
And then they're at Jesus. What a cupcake schedule to end. Then they're at the Cowboys, or no, they're hosting the Cowboys. They win that game to get revenge. So they're 13-3.
Yeah.
And then they have the Giants to finish out their
They
season.
win. I think the only game they potentially lose is the Steelers. That game, that's a trap game for them. That's a trap game.
14-3. And that game could have implications because they could be fighting with the 49ers for the number one seed. So they're
I think they get it
14-3.
covered.
We predict them to be 14-3 and have the one seed.
Uh-huh.
All right,
And not
then.
hooping. And got 9 rebounds. We not scoring well right now.
Yeah, I mean they're playing good defense. The only reason why the Timberwolves are winning is because Jaden McDaniels is
role
making every
players.
three, and Nas Reed's making every three. Like they're just making threes.
Kyle Anderson's balling too.
Yeah, they're
the
all
role players.
making just shots. Like I
Yeah,
mean, to
they
be
have
fair,
They also have Kyle on Luka, which is interesting because they're both.
Is he?
oh,
slow.
Luke and Kyrie are cooking this defense. Like
No. The thing,
they're
the thing
absolutely
is,
cooking this defense.
for some reason, Lonnie, I don't know why. For some reason, when you put a slow-footed person on Luca, they do a pretty decent job. I'm not saying they stop him, but it's like for some reason, slow-footed people match the slow-footedness. It's weird.
I don't know if anybody's doing. Luke and Kyrie are cooking this team.
Oh,
Like,
no.
they
I
are
mean,
not stopping them at all.
no, you can't stop Luca or Kyrie. They're offensive forces. It's like all you do is like forcing the tough shots.
They thought Jaden McDaniels could stop Luca. Are they crazy?
They put him on Kyrie
Yeah,
now.
I think they said statistically he has like the best field goal percentage against him compared to anybody else.
They only played each other once this year, so I don't know. How to
I
gauge
think
it.
that he meant like from the past few seasons.
Oh,
The person that guarded Luca the best
Well-
is Vando.
Jaden McDaniels. Luca's out. Never mind.
It's like how Aaron Gordon has like the best defensive field goal percentage
Ooh,
against
and
LeBron
hit,
James in history.
Fair. Whatchamacallit?
That was a heat check 3 right there.
Jesus.
Jesus Christ. But all right. Those are the 4 teams we're going to talk about this time. We will see you guys on Saturday, but I just got one more kind of fun bonus event. Lonnie and I have been very different proponents of the Tom Brady roast, and I understand that when you have a roast, you are prepared for all possibilities. So let's talk about any other potential NFL players we could see in a roast. Tom Brady's been a massive success for Netflix. So who would be the one NFL player you'd love to see get roasted?
Shannon Sharp. Yeah, that was
Shannon
funny.
Sharp would be hilarious.
Shannon Sharp would be incredible.
Shannon Sharp would be great. Patrick Mahomes, I feel like should never do it because his family.
They're gonna talk so much crap about
his family. Has too many issues, from his
family
boy to his brother to his wife. Like there's just too many things.
Ray Lewis.
I don't think Ray Lewis would ever do it.
No, Ray got allegations. He's 100%.
Yeah, Ray would down and like tackle somebody mid.
But here's the thing. That's what make the roast funnier then.
But anyone with allegations, they ain't doing it.
Michael Strahan, I feel like would be entertaining.
Michael Strahan would be going.
Deion Sanders would be entertaining.
Yeah,
I'm glad you said Michael Strahan. I think they might need to do it as a pair. No. Should they?
I'm trying to think.
They're just so entertaining.
I think Peyton Manning did do it. Peyton Manning, I think already did it.
Turn your camera, bro. Def, turn your camera.
My fault. I forgot Eli and Peyton. I forgot Eli and Peyton.
I think Peyton already did a roast a few years ago.
Eli. Well, Eli got to get his
Eli.
roast. Sure. There's
Eli gotta
really
get
not much you
roasted.
can say about
Hey,
Eli.
let me double check
so it's gonna be
because I'm
funny.
pretty sure Peyton Manning did a roast.
Because
I feel like if he did, Eli probably was definitely a part of that.
I feel like
roster.
Aaron Rodgers would do one. I feel like Aaron Rodgers been.
Oh
open
no,
up.
Aaron
he
Rodgers
would,
would
no, he's
not
not
do
doing
one.
one
He
now.
would for sure not do one.
I feel like he has been. I feel like he's opening up a lot
He
more
would-
though. Like
no.
he got Pat McAfee.
Yeah, okay,
would
because
not.
Pat McAfee
You know, so-
glazes him.
No, but
Pat
like
McAfee
McAfee,
lets him say whatever,
Whatever he
but he-
wants, because
but-
he
but
knows
he-
Pat McAfee's making
hey,
money off that.
but he got what's his name? Bill Belichick roast would be kind of cool.
No.
Aaron
But-
Rodgers got salty that Travis Kelce said him, and then Aaron Rodgers called him like COVID something. I'm like, what? Like
Travis
what are you
Kelce
talking
get
about?
roasted. No, Travis and Gronk should get roasted. That'd be a nice one.
Travis would find that hilarious.
He was a
if
part of a roast. He didn't do a roast. I think he was on the roast of Rob Lowe.
Yeah, he didn't
No,
get.
then
Yeah,
he hasn't
Yeah,
got
we
one
need
yet.
Peyton and Eli both getting roasts. That would be hilarious for sure. Some good banter.
Travis and Gronk. Tony Gonzalez was underrated one. I feel like.
Tony.
We're
would
talking
be-
about it's that's because then who do you think would do well? Who's your pick to be in
Rob
the roast?
Gronkowski,
I think
Travis
all the names you
Kelce.
said.
Travis Kelce. Lamar Jackson would be fun.
Yeah, I feel like Lamar would be cool with it. Yeah,
I don't know what you would say about Lamar. I'm not gonna lie. He
Michael
doesn't
Vick,
really.
Michael Vick would be hilarious.
No way. No
Yeah.
way. Michael Vick.
No
There's
way.
no way Michael Vick is doing it. He is 100%
No
not.
way, bro.
Who now?
Mine goes
Terrell
to.
Owens. Terrell Owens would be good.
He's not doing it either.
T.O.'s
I
not
like
doing
not
it
doing it.
either.
He's not doing it
You
either.
T.O.'s
think
not
Jerry
doing
Rice
it
would do
either.
it? What about you think Jerry Rice would do it or Megatron?
After he
Does
said
he have allegations? Does he? Have
Well, he
allegations?
said that I think he did admit to using PEDs before and stick them. So
Yeah, that's not bad. I don't know. Jerry Rice doesn't seem like an open person. He doesn't really talk to like the media.
We know everything that Jerry Rice
JJ
says now
Watt.
because
JJ Watt would be a good one.
Yeah, that's a good.
JJ
That's
Watt
a
would
good.
be
That's a
great.
good one.
GJ
Now Luke Kuechly, he's kind of silent.
Yeah, he's kind of to himself. I don't know if he would do one.
I'd love to
Julian
see
Edelman
Cam
probably do
Newton
a
in
good
one. I think Cam Newton would be fantastic in one.
Yeah, Cam Newton would be a good one.
Would
He would do
Cam
it. He would do it.
Cam Newton would do it. You don't think so?
He would. No, he would. He's very
No,
open. Like,
he won't. He'll never do it. But you know what would be interesting? Colin Kaepernick.
yeah.
Yeah, Colin Kaepernick.
I mean, it'd be
Yeah.
interesting to watch, but would it be good?
Yeah.
How would it be good?
Like they say this man took a knee like for your career, and like I don't know, something like, oh, you gotta be
So
creative. You gotta be
they'll be like,
creative.
yo, if you took two, maybe you could have gone back, like came back or something like that. It'll be something wild.
Well, like listen, look, you gotta be creative. When it's a roast, you gotta be creative. That's it. Like,
Justin Jefferson, I'd like to see in one, but I don't know
nah,
that much
I don't
about
think he
him.
would do it. He wouldn't do it.
I don't think Jettis would do it either.
Tyreek Hill would be a good one. I feel Tyreek Hill would
No,
be open.
Tyreek Hill got too many
Tyreek
things
Hill
going
got-
on.
He got like
Tyreek
11
Hill.
kids.
Tyreek Hill just be doing.
He was
all-
married and he fathered 4 kids last year.
Even though he's not in the
Okay.
NFL, Travis Hunter in the future, I could see doing one.
A better question would be, who would you want to do the roast, regardless if they do it or not? And I think you said a good one. Tyreek Hill has so much you
Yes.
could roast him about. You can praise him about something like, oh, you left Mahomes. Then Tyreek said Tua threw a better ball than Patrick Mahomes. And you talk about, well, what about your 10, 11, 12 kids? And then there's some allegations with Tyreek Hill too. There is so much things you could talk about when it comes to Tyreek Hill.
Travis
Yeah,
Kelce
Terry Hill's
and
a good one.
Mahomes would be legendary though. Like that would be hilarious.
I think Mahomes wouldn't do it just to protect his brother and his wife.
I feel like he would do. I feel like Mahomes. Like,
Yeah,
I can
it's
see Mahomes.
No, no way.
The
Because
reason why
the minute Patrick Mahomes sits down, the jokes about his brother are going to fly.
No,
his
but here's
brother,
the thing.
his
But look
father,
at
and
Brady.
his wife are
But
all
here's the thing,
getting
Brady.
cooked, bro.
But they have to break. But Brady, he got cooked by his divorce.
But Brady complained about it afterwards that his wife was pissed.
Ex-wife.
Ex-wife was pissed.
Oh, also he also said that. No, he said that he wouldn't do it again because of the way that it's affecting his kids. Because think about it from this
that's
perspective.
fair.
Because his kids are like middle school, high school, so and it's the #1 show on Netflix. I think still, well, not anymore because of Bridgerton, but it's still like a top 10 show on Netflix. All of his kids' schoolmates saw that shit, so they're all. So imagine you're his kid, and everyone's talking about how your mom was sucking mad dick and shit like that.
Okay, that's fair. All right, that is fair.
So his kids are probably getting bullied over and over and over again. You know how kids are.
Look, this is where let's not sit here and pretend like those other kids' families are lily white. Okay, so you heard some community. I'm talking shit on them back. I'm not just going.
That's
Y'all
not
not just
gonna
gonna talk
stop
shit
the
on me. I'm gonna be
bullying, though.
quiet.
Nah, but still, it's like
My family business isn't on television.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Because as soon as you say something back, you know what I can do? I can just go on Netflix on my phone and tell them and show them talking shit about your mom. That's what
great.
I do.
I'm still talking shit back. I'm not just taking
You're
it.
losing every time, Randy.
I'm not
You're
just
losing
taking
every
it.
time.
It's like they'll go like, yo, did your stepdad, that physical trainer, tell you to say that? Like
I'm like, doesn't your father have dreams of my dad?
One
Like,
comment where she's like, how does it feel that where that guy he can beat your ass while he's eating out hers? Yo, if I have beef with that kid, I'm playing that shit on a loop. Like,
if I'm sitting like, if Kim K's kids are talking shit to me, I'm like, don't your mama got a sex tape? Let's not talk.
Exactly.
That's why Kim K would never do it.
Yeah, but like,
that's why she wouldn't do.
She's Tom Brady's kids, wherever they're going to school. They're not like the first pair of famous kids.
No, but at the same time, you have to
really. They're like what? They're like it's like what you can talk. You can always talk shit back, but like what's hot right now? Like it's probably popular right now to roast them right now. That's what I'm saying. So that
if that was,
you can say like, oh yeah,
kids talking shit to me,
but
I'm like,
what if the kids are sensitive? What if they don't have that in them? Like. You don't know.
I don't know that. Don't know I'm just telling you what I would do. I'm telling you what I would do. I can't speak for them, but I'm like, depending on
nigga, you from Africa.
Talking mess on me, I don't care. I don't care what Kim K's kids say. I'm like, I could go on Roblox right now, pull up your mama's sex tape. You need to relax and sit down.
Well,
how dare you talk bad about my mama when we know what your mama been doing for years?
But you're picking the worst examples.
Yeah, you're probably.
I don't know who they go to school with. I'm just saying, if it was me, I ain't just taking that. I don't care if I'm losing. I'm still fighting back. I'm just not going to be quiet.
Yeah, but
you're gonna.
We don't know how the kids are. But even if they do fight back, like what if their kids bigger than them bullying them already? What if they were getting bullied already? We don't know. Like what if the kids were getting bullied already, and then now this video came out? Now they're just fucked.
Bro, they're literally gonna bring up. Did you kiss your dad today? By the way, like
did your mom kiss you after she was sucking that jujitsu guy's?
Yo, Tom Brady's kids got nothing they can say. I'm not gonna lie.
They got no comebacks.
No comebacks. I'm like, doesn't your dad have a jersey of my daddy? Let's relax. Let's relax. It's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine.
But he also my dad could also be your new dad if you want him to. I'm sorry.
The next time we talk about Tom Brady's last season, I'm definitely bringing this shit up. I'm like, man, his wife was out there cheating. She was cheating.
But it's also Tom Brady's fault. He could have retired. Like
then she could get a divorce. Get a divorce.
Retire like 2 years before he actually retired.
Yeah, he
more like 3.
Hold up. Are we straight up out here justifying just?
No. I'm saying you could see the signs, or Dan. You could see the signs.
Leave.
If you knew your wife was pissed that you came back in
the year that they beat the Seahawks, she was in an interview. It was like widely spread out where she was like, "Yeah, he hides his concussions. I just want him to retire. He doesn't have anything." Yeah, she was saying that when they beat the Seahawks.
Yeah, I don't care.
Crazy though.
She was airing out their dirty laundry then.
I don't care.
And then after that, she's like, "You have nothing left to prove."
I do not care.
And then again, she's like, "Are you done yet?" So it's like, yo,
because I keep winning.
Exactly.
But now you have no wife.
Let's not pretend like Tom Brady can't get bitches. Let's not pretend like
he probably can't.
No,
This is what Aaron Tucker was talking about.
Where's wife at, Random? Where's wife at, Random?
Who gives a fuck? He's fucking somebody. She cheated.
I don't know.
Yeah, but where's the mother of his kids at, Random?
Who gives a fuck?
He probably doesn't even live with his kids.
We don't know that. We don't know that.
Hey, but I know. Hey, they were.
So y'all justified her cheating. That's what y'all telling me right now.
No, it doesn't.
Who gives a fuck then? She cheated.
Okay.
Tom Brady gives a fuck. He doesn't have a wife, and he's
fucking bitches. And he's fucking bitches.
Is he?
Now. Yes.
Is he?
Family man.
You know what he's doing, Random? He's fucking bitches, but he's crying, looking at his family photos, wishing that he had his family
back. Like, I wish you were here. And then he's gonna kiss.
He's like, yo, I miss her food. I miss her food.
Oh, fuck, she cheated.
I miss waking up to my kids. Like,
bro. So now we just what we calling Tom Brady a deadbeat dad because he can't see his kids.
No,
Let's say
we're not
it's
saying he's a
cap.
dopey.
You
No
know,
one says
no,
that.
y'all are
But,
adding a
yo,
lot of things to this. Like
No, I'm
Tom
just saying, if
Brady-
he has joint custody instead of full custody, like how he's used to, that's gotta hurt. That's gotta hurt. Like family dynamics have
He's Tom
changed.
Brady.
Who gives a fuck? Tom Brady gives a
Yeah,
fuck.
Tom
He can't
Brady gives a
see his
fuck.
kids
Yeah,
all the
who gives
time?
a fuck?
He gives a fuck because he stated he gives a
No,
fuck.
I don't know. Whoever's random's kids, I feel sorry for them. He's like, you want to see me? I don't give a fuck. I got
No,
big
yo,
kids.
look.
I don't give
The
a
only
fuck.
reason, hold up. The only reason they're not together is because the mom cheated. That's the only reason. So why the fuck do I feel bad when she's
Is that the only reason? Is that the only reason?
Yes,
did he find out and that's why they got divorced, or did they get divorced before that? And then he found out, oh, you were cheating this whole time.
Lonnie, the news of the divorce comes out. Not 5 hours later, she's in the fucking Bahamas with his kids and the nigga's dick she's sucking.
That's insane work.
That's insane work.
I
That
wonder
just,
what,
she,
what,
she didn't
would
just
have
get the
happened
fucking
if he was
Lonnie,
at
she didn't just get
home.
the fucking envelope and call the dude. That's
Well,
premeditated.
Everything okay. On it, like objectively, there's stuff that leads up to cheating, and if you're not home and your wife is feeling unsatisfied, that's what happens.
So this is like
if he's
this
not
is like,
home and
this
he
is like
refuses to be
Lonnie
home,
last
that's
night
what
on the BSS. By the way, subscribe to BSS, trying to justify Madara hypnotizing everybody. There's a better
I can
solution.
justify it again, but all at the same time, you can't speak on it because you haven't read all Naruto. You're
I don't care. I know that part.
Talking about Madara.
I know that part.
Get past the damn time skip. You're not even at the time skip. Get past the damn time skip before you try to talk to me about Madara, bitch.
You're wrong now. You were wrong back then. If Giselle had a fucking problem, she could have fucking left.
That's just Redell, that's the easiest thing to do. Just leave a whole family.
Don't cheat.
Like 20+ years.
Cheat.
That's just the easiest thing to do.
Don't cheat, Lonnie. Don't cheat.
That's how relationships work.
Relationship is a two-way front. Both people have something to do with everything that's breaks
great.
Down.
But
if Tom Brady chose his career over staying with his family, then that's on him. That's on him. That's on him.
Then
you
don't
cheat. Okay, Giselle is bad, but Tom Brady didn't make the greatest decision.
Yeah, but he's okay. I agree.
Okay, then what are we arguing about?
But one of them was clearly worse.
Of course,
2 wrongs don't make it right, Random. But 2 wrongs happened. He was neglectful and she cheated. So what happened? They got divorced. It's not about who's worse. It's like it's not always about who's worse. Why is it always about? There's a cause and effect. He was neglectful. She cheated. They got divorced. That's the cause, effect, and the end result.
Cheating is crazy.
I'm not saying that the end justified the means.
Literally broke your wedding vows.
He did something wrong. She did something even more wrong.
Broke your wedding
and then
vows
they broke up.
swore in front of God. But yeah, you know what? We're done.
So you're saying that he could have done whatever he wanted besides cheating, and then she should have just stayed?
If you knew that this wasn't going to work out, and you,
the thing is, no one's justifying it. We're just saying that he's also responsible in some type of way.
But like y'all straight up like the cheating is the worst part.
Cheating is the worst part. It's the worst part. But it's not
y'all
the
niggas are talking about the trailer when the climax is fucking going on.
We already agreed that she did wrong too. So.
Yeah, she did. She's worse, but he still did his part. There's clearly things that she wanted him to do that he didn't do, and then that was the result. It's not the right result, but it's the result. Shit happens.
I can tell I don't like cheaters. All right, so fuck cheaters.
Yeah,
it's never happened to me. Knock on wood. So
never happened to me either.
The answer was to leave.
Random. I'm not neglectful.
The answer was to leave and figure out a great co-parenting thing. Especially when you have all the money in the world.
People aren't perfect, Random. People aren't perfect.
Fuck that.
Both could have done better.
Madara wasn't perfect either, but you want to shit on him.
So I'm hearing Tom Brady stayed to lose not only NFL games, he also lost his wife.
He stayed to win rings. He won the rings, but he lost the one ring that mattered.
No, that last year when he should have retired, he didn't win nothing. He lost to who? Who did he lose to?
The Bucks.
No, he lost Dak. You lost to Dak in the playoffs.
Dak
how you ended your career losing to Dak in the playoffs.
That's kind of crazy.
Come on.
Look, man, I think
watching family to lose the Dak in the playoffs.
I just found the reason why. I'm just saying, we find out about the divorce 5 hours later. She's in a tropical location with her kids and the other dude. That's
I
mad
mean,
shiesty to me.
it was probably in the works long before.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just heard about it later on, but
She was just cheating.
yeah. But
Anyway, guys, it's been actually a pretty short day compared to last time. Pretty short episode. But
Random
that
rejects
was
almost every episode. God damn.
Huh?
Every episode like this, something comes out because it's not that deep, right? Every episode, you just crash it out.
I just don't like cheaters, bro. I just don't like cheaters.
No one likes cheaters.
Nah. The way you talk shit about Deku is how I feel about cheaters.
Whoa! What? Matter of fact,
I don't talk shit about. I talk shit about Krillin.
You talk
Okay,
shit about
Krillin,
Deku.
that's fine. Okay, Krillin,
You
but
talk shit
Deku,
about
no
Deku.
Deku
Don't
disrespect.
cap to
No
the
Deku
people.
disrespect.
But thank you guys so much for watching. This has been episode 8. Oh, did we even talk about the Chicago Bears? Do you want to dive in? Even though we did their schedule last time.
Not the Bears are gonna win their division.
They're not.
Caleb Williams, Rookie of the Year.
Are you like Nick? Nick Wright straight up said the Bears could win the NFC, and I was like, come on.
Oh, I won't go that far, but they can win their
Come
division.
on. He said he could be the first. He could be the first rookie quarterback to lead their team to the Super Bowl. And I said, Nick.
See, Nick Wright has some correct opinions because he's correct about Luka, he's correct about Mahomes, just like me, but he's going too far with Caleb. He's going too far. But
I still remember before the Bucs Super Bowl, him on Wednesday congratulating the Chiefs for going back to back on the Wednesday before the Super Bowl, knowing everything. He went OD that day. Only lose 30-9. But thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you guys on Saturday. With Early coming back, we're supposed to have a really big squad. We're going to be talking more team records. We're probably going to do this one more time because now our OFP 2024 NFL season is coming into view. A lot of big records, except for the Colts. But make sure you follow us on. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you follow us on Spotify. We're on iHeartRadio, basically anywhere podcasts can be found. And we will see you guys next week. Also, follow us on our socials, on our TikTok and our IG. Riddell's freaking our Chiefs. Riddell on the Chiefs, and the Chiefs. Rio has been going crazy. Same thing with the Browns one that we made. So thank you guys all for the support, and we will see you guys Saturday. Go Wolves. Go Wolves for the culture.
Go Wolves.
Go Mavs. Mavs and 6.